Hey guys, welcome to another episode. So I know I promised that in this episode we were going to be doing some paint, putting some color on this thing, but we ran into a few issues. So let me show you guys kind of what I'm working with here, and it's mostly fiberglass stuff, but yeah, I'll show you guys kind of what I'm talking about. All right, so with these are the Japanese Aero spec side skirts. So these are modeled after an option that was on the Japanese ones. But so I'm having an issue with the gap here. It's wanting to push out because I put that bracket behind there to push this part out. So I need to adjust this and tuck it in just a little bit more. And on this side, I had to cut this and then make this arch kind of come out a little bit more to meet the wheel gap there. And I don't know if I like it or not. So we might have to cut more and then just kind of extend this whole skirt. I don't know what brand these are, and I don't know if maybe it's just, you know, how many times this car's been crashed or not, but I don't think they fit up too well. And also, so the door doesn't really want to close with the side skirt on, and I think that might just be up front there. I might need to bring this door up just a little bit more. And then on the other side, so let's show you guys the other side. It's kind of doing the same thing here. It's wanting to push out, but not nearly as bad. But, so we got that there, and then we have a lip right here. So, and if I push this out to where it's flush, now this thing wants to stick way out. So I gotta find like a happy medium for that thing, or some way to secure it, because the original ones, they have like a little clip that's on the back that goes in, and then that actually secures it to the body. And there's one here and there's one here. These fiberglass replica ones, they don't have that. So we got to figure out a way to get this thing to fit better. I'm gonna have to probably grind some off here, because you can see it just like that body gap doesn't really want to fit. And I've already hit this thing with a grinder until it's, you know, factory body line. It's right where the factory line is. So we're gonna have to mess with that a little bit. But other than that, I mean, it's fitting good up front. It's fitting good everywhere else. Threw the front bumper on, hood's on. So all of the body panels are on. So they're looking pretty good. Obviously, you know, hood's not, the hood's not actually lined up or anything. Fenders aren't lined up. Bumper's not lined up. My main concern right now was getting the panels on, making sure that they fit, and then we can go ahead and you know, take them back off, and well, we'll prime the whole car, and then we'll do the door jambs and the sealer, and then paint the door jambs, put everything back on, and then sealer the whole car. What I have left to do is still gotta smooth this out where we deleted the wiper arm. Same thing up here. I gotta smooth this one out. This one's not nearly as bad. All right, guys, so what you saw me do there is sand the engine bay. I kind of want to get this thing prepped That way we can do some primer. So I just hit the whole engine bay with 320, and it's pretty smooth. Still got to weld up some holes that are there. So let's take a look at those. We went ahead and started prepping this engine bay. We did some 320 on here with that sander there, and that's just the spots that I can reach. And then we'll go ahead and I took the green Scotch-Brite and got into like all these little crevices and all that stuff, and like all down here. And the reason you want to do that is because you want everything scuffed up at least, you know. So that's going to give the primer something to bite to, and it's going to give it that mechanical adhesion I was talking about a couple episodes ago. Still got to weld up some holes. I think this is where, because it had a different radiator on it, not the Mishimoto one, but they drilled a hole there and here to get it to fit, but it wasn't like a Supra radiator, so it didn't really fit all the way. I went ahead and swapped it out with the Mishimoto and put the holes where they actually need to be, and then just did these little insert nut things. So those are actually where they need to be now. But yeah, this is almost done. Still got to hit it probably a few more times and then degrease the whole thing just to make sure that all the dirt's out. But this fender, block sanded out, so that's looking pretty good. Back here, we got the fiberglass drying. I don't have one of the big heat lamps things, so I'm just using this little light, and it puts out some good heat, so that's working. We also did some Bondo back here. So where they had like I don't know, some like Fast and Furious Pep Boys special spoiler thing, they had filled the holes and then they put Bondo on it, but they didn't prime it or anything. And after primer or body filler sits outside and the humidity and all that, the rain will actually soak into it. So this body filler is kind of like a sponge. It'll just absorb all that moisture, and then after a while it cracks. So I just went ahead and sanded it all down and put a fresh layer on there. The repairs weren't too bad. It's just that they never put a primer on top of it. So that's good. This is for the same thing, the spoiler hole and then the wiper hole. And then up there we did a little bit of Bondo just to finish out that wiper nozzle. And then the badge, went ahead and put some Bondo over that because it had the two holes where the Toyota badge used to be. And I don't have another one of those, and I kind of broke this one, so we just filled that. I think I've done it on all my other ones. It looks nice. All right, well, that's gonna be it for tonight. It looks like we're gonna get some bad weather, so we're gonna stop here and we'll pick it up tomorrow. All right, guys, it's not the next day. I know I said I'm gonna start again tomorrow, but I ended up just cleaning the garage yesterday, so did some organizing, getting things kind of in a more accessible area. So, you know, I got my bench and toolboxes over there. But so I'm still messing with that side skirt. I kind of messed with it a little bit today, and I decided to try a heat gun and like put a little bit of heat onto it and maneuver it around and see if I could get it to bend kind of where I wanted it to go. And I got it pretty close, but it still wasn't perfect. There was still like one small little lip that was on one side, but the other side actually tucks in now, so that looks good. So let me show you guys kind of what I did here. And again, this isn't finished, but you guys can get a kind of a gist of what to do. So again, me with my short strand fiberglass filler here. Like I love this stuff. I mean, the car is pretty much gonna have it everywhere. But anyway, so what I ended up doing was I put the side skirt on, got it as close as I could on this side, so you can see that, you know, we're actually pressed up against there now, which is good. That's exactly where I wanted it to be. But when this was pressed up there, this part here was kind of too far in. So what I ended up doing was I used the short strand and I just coated it until it was smooth. Now, you don't want to, I'm not molding this to this, so you want to make sure that you take a razor blade and you cut your line. That way, you know, this is still free. You can still move this. It's not attached to this. And this is going to give me something that I can blend this panel to this panel here, and you're not going to really be able to see, you know, any weirdness. It's not going to be sticking out anywhere. And then I also noticed one low spot up here, so I decided to take care of that, and we'll get this all straight. On the other side, let's go over here. So other side is looking pretty good. I still need to tuck this part in a little bit more, but we're doing some repairs over there also. But I mean, that's once I heat this up and move it, that's pretty straight. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna layer this whole thing with the short strand and then take my razor blade and cut it. And then that'll give me a nice, you know, not like it's not gonna be a big gap between there. It's gonna be real close. But what I can do with that, once I take the panel off, is I can sand a little bit of each, and that'll give me that perfect panel gap that I'm looking for. So we'll heat this one up and move it, and then we'll start sanding all this fiberglass. But if you guys think that painting that lip would be a good option, let me know. I might end up just painting it. I don't think it'll look too bad. But yeah, the body's looking pretty good. I'm gonna keep working. Might just do some time lapse kind of stuff, and you guys can follow along. All right, guys, so I kind of forgot to turn the time lapse on when I was doing some other stuff. So let me run through what I did so far. So I did the short strand filler, and then I just got a coat of Bondo on there now just to fill in the little gaps. And then I'm gonna go ahead and sand this back. And then, like I said, we'll take and we'll open this gap up a little bit so that way it's not, you know, super flush. But yeah, you can see side skirt is fitting nice. So once that's secured, it's gonna look beautiful. Went ahead and did some filler up here so I can get this body line straight, because like I said, it was kind of angled in right here. So I'm just trying to get this hard line right there. So I did the short strand there, and then I did the body filler there to fill up the little spots that it's gonna have. Because the short strand doesn't lay as smooth as this Bondo. It's gonna have, like if you can see in there, like little pits. So you put the Bondo on top of that just to smooth it out. And then we'll block sand everything, get this whole thing straight one more time. I guess I should have probably fitted the side skirts on before I did all the block sanding and everything. So, oh well, it's just a little bit more work. It's not too bad. You can see what I'm talking about opening up that gap, because I don't want this to be completely flush. You want to have some sort of body line. So I still got to work on it a little bit to get that perfectly straight, open up this side a little bit more, do a little bit more Bondo just to get it perfectly smooth, and then this should be good to go. Probably just one more skim coat down here. I still need to sand that the way it smooths in. But what I was more focused on was making sure that this right here was straight as could be, because you know, this is a pretty big body transition piece. You know, and you don't want people to see some shoddy work there where your side skirts don't line up perfectly fine. You know, especially when you're doing this much work on a car, people are gonna notice stuff like that. One tip that I have for you guys is these little masks. They're awesome. You know, they filter out all the crap that you're breathing in. But if you have a garage like me and you leave your stuff out, make sure you're opening this and looking inside there. Because I did today. Well, I didn't. And there was definitely a spider inside there, one of the little wolf spiders, you know, probably about yay big. Didn't notice it till I felt him crawling on my nose, but yeah. So they'll get inside here, and they'll make little nests and everything in the corners. So make sure you're checking your equipment for spiders and other vermin. But yeah, so side skirt's done, almost. We're finishing that up. Body line is looking nice and straight now, so I'm happy with that. Once this is done and this is done and we get the rear spat put on, then this whole side is finished. I can block sand everything. I can prime everything, and do the same thing on the other side, which, you know, the other side is pretty much where this is at also. So I'm gonna leave this episode right here, and we're gonna pick up probably whenever I spray the whole thing back with the high build one more time, just to put it on there. We'll do one more round of block sanding. As far as the hood, I heard you guys loud and clear. Paint the hood. So the hood is gonna get painted. We're gonna sand down these cracks that are right there and redo them with the resin, and then we're gonna smooth everything out. Try to take these things out. I don't know if they come out or not. I think they do, but they've got like Dynamat and everything underneath there. So we're gonna have to try to get these things out, because I don't want this chicken wire crap sitting in there. So we're gonna take this out and paint these black, and then we'll paint the whole hood. These, I don't know why, but these are riveted on. So I gotta drill all the rivets out, buy new latches, and then get the latches exactly where I want them to be. So I'm placing an order tonight for the latches. That way we can line them up and we can get everything squared away. But yeah, I'll do the hood. I'm just gonna paint it like I said, but we'll fix the cracks that it's got, get this thing high build primered, get the rest of the stuff in primer, bumper, get that in primer. And then, like I said, let me know if you want to see the lip, because, you know, the lip hangs down a little bit. Let me know if you would like to see that in black, or if you'd like to see that in the body color, which is going to be that gray that I showed last episode. So we got to do that. Still got to do a little bit of work down there. I found a low spot. Got to prep the rear bumper a little bit more. Our hatch, set that down. The hatch is coming out nice. This is all smooth now, so that's good. I gotta get this thing all down to 320, and then we'll put primer on that. The glass is just on there, that way it's not in my way. It's not like sealed up or anything. But yeah, body is looking straight. I'm happy dude. So yeah, let me know what you think on that lip. And oh, we still gotta prep the engine bay, but that's pretty well prepped inside there. And then we gotta prime that. So hood's gonna come off, and then we're gonna prime the engine bay. We're gonna do the inside of the doors too. So I gotta prep those, prime those, seal those, and then we'll primer the whole body. But yeah, look at that. Looks like a Supra. Not too shabby for a dude in his garage. All right, yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. I'll see you guys on the next episode when we do some more primer. All right, before I go, I just wanted to thank you guys one more time for watching my videos. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. It's gonna be this for a little bit, you know, the primer and the block sanding and stuff, but it's coming to an end. And once the primer and the block sanding's done, then we're gonna be painting the whole car. Once the paint's on, we're gonna be doing the engine. I found a powder coating company out here, so we're gonna get a few things powder coated. Brakes are gonna get powder coated because it's got the CTSV 6-piston front and 4-piston rears. Those are gonna get powder coated, a couple things on the engine, stuff like that. And then we're gonna be diving into the interior. I got a whole bunch of new Toyota interior parts. So those are all gonna come in. I found front glass for the windshield that I cracked. So that's gonna be going in, and then we're gonna start assembling everything. So once the whole car's painted, glass goes in, interior goes in, engine and all that stuff. So hopefully I should have this thing on the road at least to drive it one time in this summer. So that's my fingers crossed. That's my I hope deadline. Try to get this thing done so I can at least drive it one time, because it's not gonna be a winter car. It's probably just gonna sit in the garage inside here, and then and then we'll just drive it on the nice days. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you again for watching. Subscribe, like, do all that kind of stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. See ya.